Welcome to Aesthetics by Swanson, where everything is aesthetic. This is episode 21, How to Reveal Your Abs. Woo! Getting ready for summer. You want to reveal those abs? This is the podcast for you. We have coaching programs in the bio, manuals in the bio, guides in the bio. Hit that Beacons link. Let's get it popping. Let's get coached. Let's start growing. Stop guessing. Start growing. And without further ado, this is episode 21, How to Reveal Your Abs. All right, here we go. So I want to first start off on this podcast with saying you cannot get something that you already have. When you come into this world, you are already born with everything that you need. You're born into a family. Yeah, you're given a name and a religion and all this other external things. But as far as like your avatar is concerned, in this video game called life, you already have everything that you need. You're already born with biceps, legs. There are some other exceptions. Unfortunately, if you handicap in a certain area, but for the most part, within the context of this podcast, if you're listening to this, you have all the moving parts. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that, politely. You have all the moving parts. You have everything that you need. So why am I saying this to start this episode off? You don't get a six pack. You don't get abs. You already have abs. So with that being said, you reveal, if you already have it, you're simply just revealing what you already have and you're building with what you already have. So basically, when you come into this video game called life, you're already starting off on level 1, but you already have some type of foundation. That's what I'm trying to say. So how do you do this? Well, I'm going to be giving you guys the golden keys. So regardless of what stage that you are in, like I've talked about on my previous episodes, you always train the full body for balance, period. So that when you do get leaner, which I'm going to talk about later, when you do get leaner, you are simply just revealing the gains. You're revealing the cuts, the definition. It's like basically going from 240p in reference to a bulk, 240p, and then as you're chink, 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 you're chipping away on the body fat and you're still keeping the intensity high in a cut, the training intensity and the food is in place. Now you're 4K, you're 8K, 12K, 6,000K. So that's why I say train the full body, because when you get leaner and you're getting to lower levels of body fat, you're going to be able to see the gains that you've built in that bulk phase or, in whatever phase that you were in. You're going to see that, especially when you start getting leaner. You start dialing it in, you're at lower levels of body fat. So if you are skinny fat or overweight, this is what you need to do. First off, you need to hit that Beacons link and get that Greek God program or Peach program, because that's going to give you the abdominal split that you need to get the toned stomach, and along with specifically getting a toned stomach, just growing your overall body. That's number one. So if you're looking for an amazing program, an amazing manual to get you started, and you're skinny fat or overweight, and you want to dial it in, those programs are for you. That's why I wrote those programs, so that you can get dialed in. You can take all the guesswork out and dial it in. Stop guessing, start growing. So most people are just not lean enough to see their abdominals. And so the ideology with most people is that, well, I'm not lean enough. I can't really see my abdominals. I'm not going to train them. And then when I do see people actually training their abdominals in the gym and they're not lean enough, they're doing this weird head banging, jerking motion when they're hitting their mains, when they're hitting the main, abdominal crunch on the machine. or they're not training their abs with hypertrophy, which I'm going to talk about. Like, that's not the way to do it. So a lot of people's ideology when it comes to revealing their abs or having a quote unquote six pack, you're just not lean enough. And the reason why you're not lean enough is because you have body fat that's covering your abs. Like I talked about before, it's like onion layers, or unrolling a paper towel, or unrolling a toilet tissue. You're just not lean enough. So the same way that you train your abs, the same way that you train your other body parts for hypertrophy, that's why I stress training the full body for hypertrophy, for aesthetics and strength. The same way that you do bicep curls for hypertrophy is the same exact tempo and way that you do it with abs. Now, in the parameters of exercising, what do I mean by this? Well, abs is very simple. It's just like delts. They're very small muscles. It's not a huge muscle grouping like legs. So with abs, you need to train them for hypertrophy. These are the top 3 ab exercises that are in all the splits. The ab crunch machine. Get off the ground and stop hitting your mains on the ground. You're actually limiting your range of motion to some degree. Get on an ab crunch machine, preset the range of motion, and squeeze your abs at the peak of the contraction for 4 to 5 sets, resting 2 minutes after each set. That's in all the programs. Squeeze at the peak of the contraction. You don't need to do this head banging motion. It's all about controlling the weight and squeezing your abdominals. You need to do this in every stage that you're in. Oh, I'm bulked. I can't see my abs, so I don't need to hit them. I'll just hit them when I start to see my abs etching. That is very silly, and unfortunately, a lot of people have that ideology, and it is false. You need to hit your abs even when you're bulking. Because let me tell you the reason why. When you're in the calorie surplus and you're bulking, and you're at a higher body fat percentage, you can hit PRs with the abs. And what gives you the ability to hit PRs? You should know this at this point. The food, the calories, 1 gram per pound, resting, recovering. The food is literally what gives you the ability to hit PRs, especially when you're squeezing at the peak of the contraction and you're training for hypertrophy. Because when you get the food in the recovery, you're building the body back anew. So when you're going in reverse and you're dropping the body fat, now you're able to compound on those exponential gains, especially on the ab crunch. Like, you're lighter. Dude, it looks so sick when you get lean and you see all the work that was put in during that bulk and you've been hitting your abs consistently in the bulk and you're dialing it back. That's freaking amazing. It's quite amazing. It's awesome. So the other exercise, like I was talking about before, training in accordance with the anatomy, we twist from left to right. So of course that's going to be your classic Russian twist, or as I put in all my programs, the oblique torso twist is whenever you have the handle and then you're just twisting from side, to side, or the oblique machine that's by Life Fitness, and I think also Free Motion makes that machine as well. So that machine for the twisting motion. You got the main ab crunch machine, and last but not least, the reverse crunch. Now for these, because they're at the very bottom of like where your ab set is, you don't need like a whole lot of weight in this area. Like, you can really hypertrophy and get this area toned just by doing body weight and squeezing at the peak of the contraction, having a higher rep count for like 4 to 5 sets. So, but you can do V crunches and load the weight up. That's actually what I do. You can just hit your reverse crunch body weight style and just do it 4 to 5 sets. Absolutely. And you'll still have an amazing set of abs, once you've dialed your nutrition in. So once you start to see the outline of your abs, once, like I said, if you're in a bulk and you're skinny fat and you're pulling the calories back through a calorie deficit, and you start to see the outline of your abs, that's how you know you're getting close. To those who are listening to this podcast right now, if you can see the outline of your abs, you are very close to revealing all of your abdominals. You're just not lean enough, and that's okay. That's why I stress train the full body and hit the abs when you're in those stages, because when you get leaner, like I talked about with the glutes, they're going to pop. Your curves are going to, pop. Your waist is going to get smaller, which is going to make your abdominals look even better. You understand? So to reveal the gains, we need the calorie deficit. Okay. Or if you're just in a maintenance phase and you don't have a lot of body fat, you can do it in a maintenance phase as well. But you're still going to dial it back whenever you just need to, reveal the gains and strip some of the body fat so that you can see all your abs and just get leaner. And I want to end on this. Exercises alone are not going to give you that defined look. It's going to have to come in the form of your nutrition. So like I always say, dial in your nutrition. Hit your abs in all stages. Bulk, cut, maintenance, it doesn't matter. Hit your abs in all stages and make sure, like I always say, number one, have a goal. What is your physique goal? Have a goal and get the nutrition dialed in with that goal. Get 1 gram per pound. Train the full body, and I promise you, you are going to have an amazing aesthetic physique. Guys, this has been episode 21, How to Reveal Your Abs. Guys, I love you. Don't forget to give us a rating on the Spotify. Stay up, stay blessed, and remember, you have the power.